We are live. How about you, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Live call-in show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Today is Sunday, August the 18th, 2024. A fantastic day for a show. Because I've got Mr. Cole Pinkston here. How about you, big dog?
How about you?
Hey,
We are we're missing Alan, but
yes,
maybe he joins us. We'll see how that goes.
maybe. He was stuck in an airport somewhere.
Yeah, it happens.
Somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah, I believe so.
He was. Yeah. Okay. We got a call-in show tonight. We are 2 weeks away. We're less than 2 weeks away from the start of the year 2 under Hugh Freeze. Auburn will kick off Saturday, August the 31st. You know what time that is, Cole? Kickoff? Is it 6 o'clock?
I believe it is a night game. Don't quote
Yeah.
me, but I'll check on that.
Lord have mercy. I hope so, dude. I went yesterday and played my one round of golf per year with my high school buddies.
Yeah.
Cole, I couldn't. I was like on 16, and I was like, dude, I'm done. I'm done.
That humidity's come back with a vengeance, hasn't it?
It was like 105 heat index. I was playing out of the shade, dude, and it was cart path only. I'd hit it, I'd hit one in the other fairway. I'd be like, I ain't playing that. I ain't walking over there. I'll drop over here by the cart path.
6:30.
Okay.
6:30.
Kickoff for Alabama A&M is 6:30. 2 weeks away from, or less than 2 weeks away from that. I think this week we'll start getting some more profound buzz on depth charts, maybe.
Oh yeah.
See where that goes.
We're doing the very best we can. I have Monday. I have 2 articles that I put out every Monday, for the last 2 Mondays. I'm gonna put them out again tomorrow. Trying to project the depth chart, taking our best shot at it, and also just for fun because everybody loves a ranking, just a power ranking of the top 25 on offense, top 25 on defense. It is usually, ripped to shreds as soon as it gets posted. Sure. That's totally fine. That's what I wanted. I like it.
Good old power ranking.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Power ranking. What was I going to say? Recruiting-wise, it's a dead period. Auburn will have recruits at the season opener. There's a 48-hour window, I believe, before and after games, even in dead period, that recruits can be on campus. So there'll probably be some guys coming in for that game, maybe even a day or two before. We'll be keeping an eye on that. See if anybody else pops. We're keeping an eye on Deuce Knight. We're keeping an eye on Tyler Lockhart. We're keeping an eye on Sam Turner. Anybody else, Cole?
Lockhart, Knight,
Andrew
Turner,
Babalola.
Andrew Babalola, for sure.
So a lot of things we're just we're monitoring.
Yeah,
monitoring.
There's others. Naeem Alford, what's he going to do? I mean, there's several we have to watch for sure.
And the reason we're watching this is because Auburn's in a prime position for all those guys we mentioned, as several of them 5-star recruits. And the reason Auburn is in prime position, or one of the big reasons Auburn is in prime position, because they got the NIL working. And if you're not a member of On to Victory, you absolutely can be, and it would absolutely help Auburn moving forward. You will make a big difference with Auburn student athletes. So join On to Victory Collective for as little as $17 a month. You can do so. You can support Auburn athletics. You can enjoy some awesome perks in the meantime. They've got monthly giveaways. They got VIP events, behind-the-scenes content, cash back on your favorite brands, exclusive savings on OTV gear, several different other perks. Like back during summer camp, you could go watch practice. You could get in line early at Fan Day. You had an hour early access to Fan Day. So fantastic perks to join in On to Victory. If you haven't already, head on over to ontovictory.co, ontovictory.co, and join today to support Auburn's athletes. Absolutely makes a huge difference. Hugh Freeze will be the first to tell you. On to Victory. Make it happen. All right, let's get to the phone lines. We're going to tonight. We'll see if old Alan. Here comes Zach to the front. 701-779-9585. If you haven't already, we're going to get to the phone lines. Let's hear what you want to talk about. Zach, who you got for us, big dog?
I think we all know who we have. He's been on here for about 30 minutes already. Shout out to our guy, Kevin. Kevin, you're live, man.
Kevin from Wimmer, Alabama.
Hey, Kevin's got a little pep in his step tonight.
What's up, Kevin?
And I think the next flip for Auburn will be Deuce Knight.
Oh. You
Good
think
call.
it's going to happen soon there, Kevin? You think it's going to happen soon?
Yeah, and I bet Antonio Coleman been talking to KJ Lacey comes too.
Going to get them both, huh?
Both of them.
Yeah.
Kevin, are you – where's Wanda tonight?
On the messenger.
She's watching?
No, she said, "Hey y'all."
Oh, hey Wanda, how you doing?
Hey, Wanda.
Oh, Wanda. Kevin, are you going to go to any football games this year?
Yeah.
Who? Which ones?
Either Alabama A&M or California, and Arkansas game and Texas A&M, and that's all.
Okay. Well,
Nice.
that's half the home schedule right there, big dog. You got to let us know when you're coming. All right. Here comes Auburn Live call-in show All-American first teamer Ryan G's in the house. Kevin
Yes,
from
sir.
Wilmer.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, listen, if you come next weekend, shoot me a text or something. Let me know. We'll try to meet up. All right. I'm going to have some T-shirts for you.
Hey, I think Cam Coleman will have 44 touchdowns.
Oh, going up a couple.
44.
From 42 to 44. I like it. That's daggum near 4 a game. Unstoppable.
And Fairweather will have 30.
30. All right, you still got Jarquez at 27.
29 now.
Oh. Kevin went to Fan Day and found
like
a little
it.
bit more optimism.
Hey, if you haven't checked out Justin Hokinson's intel from the scrimmage, he heard that there was a comparison made to Malik Neighbors with Cam Coleman from LSU. Malik Neighbors. Ooh, look at that last comment from Ryan G.
What do you say?
You think we get that running back, Anthony Edwards?
Usman Coma.
Anthony Rogers.
Oh, Anthony Rogers. There you go.
I don't know yet,
Rogers.
Kevin. Not sure. See how that one plays out.
If Auburn gets to him, I do think it's possible.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. I don't know if it'll get
Hey,
there.
War Eagle, y'all. Talk to you later.
Appreciate you, Kevin. Fantastic
Kevin.
call as always. Please send Wanda our love. Love me some Wanda and Kevin from Wilmer. Good stuff, big dog. Keep us going, Zach.
5848. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Daniel from Athens, Georgia.
Oh, behind enemy lines, Daniel.
Yeah, no doubt.
Please pray for me.
Oh, I bet he's heard of Barker too.
I have a prediction.
We like predictions.
Auburn averages 40 points a game in the first 5 games. Bama beats Georgia, and then Auburn beats Georgia by 3.
Oh, wow.
Full takes there.
So Georgia's going to go, what's that, end of November with at least 2 losses.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
What don't you like about Georgia, Daniel, besides living there and hearing them bark every day at you?
That's about it.
Okay, that's enough, right?
That's enough for everybody.
He's calling 2 losses.
Cole, before we go any further, did you want to do your Waffle House, Huddle House, personal question of the week?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I forgot all about that.
All right. Hey, Daniel, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am.
All right. So listen up to Cole's personal question of the week. The queue is silent. POW.
Yeah. So Daniel, what is your breakfast place of choice? I mean, some people like Huddle House, some Waffle House, Cracker Barrel.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you like to hit a drive-through, Burger King, McDonald's, something like that. What's your choice, and what do you get when you do this?
I go to Waffle House and get the All-Star Special. I think it's what it's called.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get your eggs?
Scrambled.
Oh, you had me there for a minute, Daniel.
Sunny side up. Is that you?
I'm more of a medium guy. I want them kind of syrupy.
Oh yeah, me too. I like that.
All right.
Good choice.
I like it. Good stuff. Daniel, appreciate you, B-Dog. Stay safe over there. Stay safe.
Yeah. Be careful.
Let's see. 4003. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Gentlemen, how are you? It's Carter Malden.
I know that voice.
Oh, this guy again.
I'm gonna start off and tell y'all. I already wrote. Colt already liked my Waffle House toast, man. You got to get that All-Star Special with those scrambled cheese eggs, scattered hash browns, and that country ham, baby.
No,
You got to get that.
My dad loves some country ham.
I don't know, Carter. You were in on this thread. Somebody else on that thread, I don't remember who it was, said Cole looks like a steak and eggs kind of guy. And when I tell you,
I remember seeing that.
boy, did they nail it! That is what I
Are
get
you
at Waffle
really?
House. Oh yeah,
You are kidding me, Cole. You
I
love
love
steak.
steak and eggs.
yeah, man. It's a little thin steak. I mean, it ain't nothing, but it's good. I love it.
Advertise that Delmonico ribeye or whatever and eggs. I mean, I've gotten it before. It's pretty dang good.
Sure, it is. Absolutely.
You know what? I got an idea from that thread. It was somebody said, I want the All-Star. Bring me everything but the waffle. Bring me the waffle once I get finished with my plate, so I want it hot.
Bingo.
Was that you?
I think that was me. Yeah.
I don't know about that, Carter.
I would agree with that, actually. I'm not a big waffle guy or pancake. Neither one of those.
I hear
I'm
you.
really not a breakfast guy. That's why I go steak and eggs.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Not
could eat breakfast 3 meals a day.
Eh.
Okay. All right, Carter. What are you talking
I
about,
think I
big
could
dog?
eat Mexican 3 meals a day.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Now we're talking.
All right. Well, hey, I wanted to ask y'all a few quick things. So, although Lockhart is a pretty quiet dude, say that have y'all heard anything about his commitment timeline, or do you see him just coming out of nowhere like the first time?
Yeah, he's unpredictable. I expect it to be when you least expect it, if that makes sense. It's not going to be a planned thing, I wouldn't think. I think he'll just do it at some point. Put it out on his Twitter like he did last time. But it seems like he's going to take his time a little bit. Now, I was seeing a few things, had heard a few things that it was moving pretty quick like you did, Jeffrey. I even saw something that I thought was pretty telling. I was like, whoa, okay. That could be any day now. We need to get something ready. And now he's held off. And anytime that happens, you know how we are about that. You better look into it because you never know. But I haven't heard any reason to doubt that Auburn's still got the best chance.
I'm the same way, Cole. I will say this, and I almost dropped him in my percentages Friday on the hot board just because I thought he would have done it by now. And like you said, when they're, I mean, I was honestly expecting this a week or two ago, and here we are, and it's not happened. So I'm probably not as confident as I was 2 weeks ago, but I still think Auburn's the team to beat.
I agree.
And again, I wouldn't be surprised if he commits during the middle of the show. I wouldn't be. There's no telling.
No, yeah. I know.
Hey, and by the way, guys, I wanted to give a shout out to Ryan G. He asked me for the call-in number a week or two ago when he called in, and now he told me he's been watching it every single week and weekend. So, shout out to Mr. G. He's gonna be a star.
Good deal.
Yes, he's it's a weird flex though, Carter. All
right, y'all take it easy, and we're Damn Eagle.
Appreciate you, big dog. Oh, Bammer loving Carter.
That's him.
I have seen the Rush TikToks of late. And I gotta say, I kind of don't blame him.
Oh, the rush. I
Oh,
got
yeah.
you.
Yeah, at first I didn't. I thought he said the rushed, and I was like, "What is that? Like, was he like brushing
thought-
where?" But
I
then
actually
I
thought you
got
were talking about Rush Probst for a second. I had to think about it.
8911. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Mitchell from Atlanta. Jack's best breakfast food by a country mile. Cole, I can outgrill you every day of the week.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
crazy.
Shots fired.
And three, are we worried about the O line? What are y'all thoughts on the O line?
Mitchell coming and throwing hands, big dog.
He was ready
That
too.
was
He didn't
aggressive.
waste any time. I knew the O-line question would come up. Actually, for that reason, I was going to put this article out tomorrow morning. I went ahead and dropped it right before the show. Basically, just me talking through everything that I have heard or know about the offensive line right now. I think, well, you heard Hugh Freeze say it Friday. He's looking to maybe make some moves, trying to find the right fits for everybody. Here's the thing, and I put it in there. I never really I get it. I think Dylan Wade probably is a guard on the next level. And I've heard that narrative a ton, and people are like, man, yeah, it's just like, and I've even bought into it a few times and said, yeah, I think he'll be better at guard. But then I go back and watch the film from last year, and I'm like, no, don't get caught up in it, because my goodness, he was really good at left tackle. I don't see why anybody would go, he don't need to play left tackle. Psh. And he was awesome. I mean, I didn't see much wrong with him. Every time I watch film, I like him more at left tackle. So I would not be surprised at all. And maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong about that. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if he ends up back at left tackle. And I don't think that's a knock on Percy Lewis. I think he'll still play left tackle. I think you'll be able to move him around. Again, we'll say this again. These are not the days of 5 offensive linemen and no subs. It just doesn't work like that anymore. They got to have rotation. And I think Dylan Wade's your wild card. Move him around. That's probably the best answer.
Mitchell, I listen. I'm with him on the Jacks. Now I don't get the breakfast food, the biscuits and stuff. Sign me up, big dog.
I've never had Jack's breakfast.
Jack's got a good biscuit, man.
Is it
Jack's got a
so?
good biscuit.
Does anybody on this panel go somewhere other? Let's just say you have your choice of breakfast one morning, and you're not trying to get crazy. So it's like the ones I named. Maybe you want to hit a drive-through, McDonald's. Does anybody choose anything other than Waffle House if you have your pick?
If we want to go sit down and eat breakfast food, I'm going to Waffle House.
Not national. Like national brand, I pick Waffle House, but there's a place in Mobile called Dick Russell's. Always going to Dick Russell's over everything else.
I tell you what, Byron's has got a good breakfast here in Auburn.
So there's 4 or 5 people in the chat who said that.
Yeah, Byron's got a good breakfast. Matter of fact, when Brooks would have father-son breakfast at school when he was little, I went one time to that, and I was like, we ain't eating this crap. If we're going to have breakfast together, we're going to Byron's. And we go eat at Byron's on father-son breakfast day, and then I'd check him in school because, So, I'm a big fan of Byron's, too. They got a good breakfast.
You know what? I forgot about Byron's. I've been there one time, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it. And again, not a big breakfast guy. But Ryan G says Stacks. Have y'all had Stacks?
You know what, Ryan? I think there's a Stacks in Auburn. It's a new place because I heard some of the recruits go in there. Am I wrong on that, Ryan? I swear I remember.
Yeah. It's I've seen it.
It's probably a pancake joint, I'm imagining.
Yeah, it is. I've seen it somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it. It's downtown Auburn, I think.
Okay, that's probably right.
Don't quote me on that. Where y'all at on Chick-fil-A breakfast? Good.
I'm
like
with it.
I do.
I go through a drive-through. I usually go to Chick-fil-A.
Do you get the minis or do you get a biscuit?
Just depends. The minis are always good though.
So I get the and I'm not a big biscuit guy, but I like theirs well enough. I just like the chicken, egg, and cheese. Have you ever done that combo
at Chick-fil-A?
Yes,
never done that.
Fantastic.
I'm a spicy chicken biscuit guy.
It's spicy for sure.
Okay.
Gotta be spicy, and then egg and cheese.
Yeah. I'll take Brooks to school every once in a while, and we'll stop at Chick-fil-A. He loves the minis, so spicy chicken egg and cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put that on my menu.
Gas station is also a popular pick in the chat, and that's kind of like an Alabama Mississippi thing. If you're traveling through either state, you probably can pick a gas station, and they have really, really good breakfast.
Absolutely. A tenderloin
Circle
biscuit.
K and all that stuff. They have good stuff. Yeah.
Or a truck stop. Truck
Yeah.
stops, especially in Mississippi, always got the best breakfast.
Yeah. I can go for that too.
3365. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Oh,
Bo from Moody.
What's
yes,
up,
sir.
Bo?
I
How
know
y'all
him.
doing, brothers?
We're doing fantastic, Bo. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I seen a little thing on Derek Smith and Eric Smith. They were getting interviewed, and Eric Smith, you know, Derek's brother, he had an Auburn chain on his keychain, I think.
Yeah.
The lady asked him why is he got that on. He said, I like the colors of it.
He'll probably. I mean,
They was asking if he was going to play in college with his brother. He said he would like to.
that sounds about right.
So that tells me that tells me that we may be flipping him.
He's not committed anywhere.
Yes, sir. I was going to ask you.
So they're twin brothers, Bo.
About Deuce. What's
Yeah.
going on with Deuce?
Sometime in the next
Hello?
2 weeks. Hey, if Auburn kicks off, if Auburn kicks off against Alabama A&M and Deuce Knight is not committed to Auburn, I'll be shocked and I'll be done with it. I think it's over.
Yeah, I agree. But I think something could happen. So I still feel good about it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me too. Again, if
Okay.
something's happened in 2 weeks.
Camille Knight or whatever his name is, he committed to Ole Miss. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking that he may have went to Alabama. Now Anthony Rogers, you know, I think he's going to stick with Bama now.
Bama's going to get AK Deer, and then I'm curious to see what happens with Anthony Rogers.
Yeah. All right, I appreciate y'all. Oh yeah, my go-to breakfast is the old Hardee's restaurants,
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
steak biscuits,
okay.
and then their gravy and biscuits.
Oh,
Oh my God, it's the bomb.
Hardee's does have good gravy, and Jack's does too. Good gravy biscuit.
Yes, sir.
I hear you, Bo. All right, B. I appreciate you, Bo.
Appreciate it, Bo.
6848. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
How about
Hello?
you?
Hey, man, this is Bryce from Buell. What's going on, guys?
Oh, Bryce.
Oh, BB.
Yeah, I ain't called in a while, but I'm
Yeah,
always
been a
watching.
minute.
Jeffrey, I've been rolling with you since before T. Brown had a bad attitude, cuz I'm always with you.
You got a bad attitude, too.
Well, as far as the question, I like Carl's Jr. Now, it ain't on the menu, but they got this thing called a breakfast burger, so it ain't showed when you pull up. You have to just ask for it. But it's, you know, like a hamburger on it, but it's got bacon, egg, and cheese and all that. So if I'm going to get one, there's one right up the street from me. So those are always pretty good.
In Beulah, you got a Carl's Jr. in Beulah?
No, man. I'm stationed.
I was about to say, we don't have Carl's Jr.
Oh, yeah. He's told us that.
From Beulah.
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking Carl's Jr. is like Hardee's in the north.
Yeah. Out here in Texas, they still call it Carl's Jr. instead of Hardee's.
Okay. But yes, so there's a speakeasy biscuit.
Yeah, it's like it's a full sandwich, son. It's pretty big. So if you ever go by there, try it. It ain't on the menu. You just have to order it, and they know what you're talking about.
Hey, has anybody had a Buc-ee's biscuit?
No.
I have not.
I hear you, Zach. That's about my feelings on them. Well, I'm going hunting. They're open. I'm going to stop and get a bag of corn and a biscuit. It's not bad. I'm not going to go out of my way for it, but since I'm there, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna enjoy it with big gulp Dr. Pepper. Did I say bag of corn?
All right.
You did say bag of
I
corn.
got 2 questions, and I'll hang up and listen, guys.
Feed the squirrels.
First off, if you would, give me a guy on offense and a guy on defense, maybe 2, whatever stands out, that we're not really talking about as fall camp comes to an end. But come December, we're going to kind of look back and be like, that guy kind of emerged. Like, for me, on offense, Dylan Cinda. You know, I got a chance to meet him and his parents after the Cal game last year. And, you know, Cole was just talking about the rotation on the offensive line. I think he's going to step up in that group of Tate Johnson and Braden Joyner, and he's going to take one of those kind of backup guard spots and be kind of looking to maybe be a starter next year or something. And then on defense, I really like Sylvester Smith. I know you guys have talked a little bit about him, but he's not a projected starter. But I just think some guys are really going to have to emerge in the secondary. So whatever you guys kind of feel on that. And then my last question, who's somebody that you guys have seen from the viewing windows or in the complex or whatever that you just kind of look at them and they definitely changed their body, you know, got rid of some bad weight or put on some good weight? Who's someone that's kind of stood out to you? I appreciate doing the show and all that. You guys have a good evening.
Appreciate you, Bryce.
Great
Cole?
questions.
Yeah.
I love those. I can talk forever on these. Offense, my mind goes straight to Damari Austin. That's the guy. You can't really say a receiver. I feel like they're getting talked about enough at this point.
Except for Camden Brown.
Camden Brown's not getting talked about at all. So, yeah, that would be and he would really, I mean, you're talking about taking the room up another notch if he emerges like he could. Yeah, Damari Austin. I just think that Jarquez Hunter gets the press, and rightfully so, but Damari Austin's solid, man. He's very solid. He is very good. He has good vision. I think he's getting better. I think he's going to have a much bigger role. So him, and it's not really fair to Damari either. Everybody's so excited about Jeremiah Cobb. It's almost like they skipped to Cobb.
Sure.
Don't skip to Cobb. Okay. Damari's good. On defense, I'm thinking a freshman. I'm thinking Jay Crawford is the guy.
I like that.
And
man.
you know, I've been maybe higher on Jay Crawford than others all along the way here. He's it's time for him to man up because he don't have a choice. He's going to have to play, and I think he's going to really help out. And if he emerges, then you might could shift Keontae Scott around, maybe get him back to nickel more. I mean, he'd still play both, but he could play more nickel. And then you get that out there. That look would be great. Jay Crawford could help that. I think he will.
And then a guy that walks in the room, Cole, and you go, damn.
Braden Joyner completely changed his body. He looks like a different person. And he also, like, he had a lot of hair at one point. Now he's kind of shaved it back, and he just looks like he's 5 to 10 years older than he was when he walked in, and he's not. He's not that much older, but he looks like it. And
I hear you.
He looks different.
Last time I saw him, I was like, is he a GA now?
Yeah, I know. He looks a lot older.
I tell you who impressed me the other day when he walked in the room was Philip Bleedy. I know isn't he a new guy?
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he just got here, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like I've never seen him or I had seen him before, but he walked in and I was like, that dude plays football.
Oh, yeah. He looks good. And there's several of them like that. I mean, every time I see J.C. Hart, I'm like, golly, J.C. Hart looks like an NFL corner or safety, either one. So, I mean, there's a ton of guys that have really – it happens every year. They're going to change their bodies every year, and it's just any college strength coach is going to do that to them. It's how they do it and what they look like moving. So, we'll see what that looks like. I think they look pretty good right now.
Before we get to our next caller, got to remind everybody in or around Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, if you're looking to move, looking for a home, looking for an investment property to buy, maybe a long-term rental, short-term rental, absolutely look no further for help you need. Miss Jessica Andress with the Talents Group. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. A lot of fours in that number, Mr. Cole Pinkston, but she is a 5-star realtor. If you don't believe me, just ask me. I'll tell you. You disagree with me, I'll call you a liar. I'll call you a liar to your face. She's fantastic, folks. She's absolutely fantastic. She will communicate with you almost too much. I know that's a problem with realtors. Not getting back to you, not answering your text. She's all over it, folks. Puts you at the top. Fantastic realtor. I watch her do it every day, and you'd be lucky to have her. Give her a call. Jessica Andress with the Talents Group, 334-704-4442. And always tell her we sent you. All right, Zach, keep us going, big dog. Good stuff, Bryce.
5013. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, how about you? This is Don. How's everybody doing?
Good, Don. How are you?
Doing great. Looking forward to Thursday night, Cole, with that Thompson game, buddy. That's gonna be a good one.
I'm fired up about it. I really am.
Yeah, I hope I can find. Hey, buddy, I hope I can find you this time. You know, I missed you a couple weeks ago in Birmingham, but I'll be looking for you, my friend. I definitely want to meet you. But Jeffrey Lee, I need to talk to you about something, buddy.
I didn't
I don't know if you've seen the corner, but they're killing me about being friends with everybody on the station you talk to in Birmingham, Jocks. They are killing me about being a Jocks phone caller.
How come?
But I know I know you're on there with Pat and Landrum and all them all the time, and got to meet a lot of their people at their event at Regis Park. They had their kickoff party and everything, and I got several people coming to Twin Peaks Thursday night, my buddy. I hope you get into Birmingham early enough. I still owe you the 2 beers. But anyway, going on recruiting, fellas, they were asking about Deuce Knight a minute ago. And Cole, I think you know this. Their season doesn't start till later, like the night before the first Auburn game. I think it's going to happen with him that week, Cole. What do you think?
That's a good bet. I like that. I had heard that at one time I'd heard that there was like a jamboree or something that if he were going to do it, that might be it. I think now maybe the start of the season was that August 30th, 31st for them, 30th.
Yeah, August 30th.
Yeah, maybe that's probably a good day to look at.
Well, you think that Lockhart could pop that week too?
Sure, definitely.
Okay. Well, anyway, fellas, thank you for what you do. I always appreciate talking to you guys. And Cole, I hope to see you Thursday night somewhere, brother.
Yes, sir. I will be there.
Oh, always.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night, fellas.
Yes, sir. You too, big dog. Appreciate you, Don.
I got a question for y'all before we move on.
Okay.
So
I like him. He's okay.
Man, I like old Don.
I hear you. I do too.
I'm gonna be looking for him Thursday night too.
I mess with him, but yes, I like that.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. He takes it so well.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
He really does. So these recruits, man, they're moving it. So it's like there's a hard line before their season starts. They've got to make their final decision, right? It's happening more and more this year than I've ever seen it, and we knew that. We talked about that ad nauseum on our recruiting shows. So, I mean, it felt like Auburn's strategy was not, we're not going to adhere to that. We'll flip them in the end if we really want them when we get there. Or let's not make our big move right now. Let's wait until we get to the end. What do y'all think is a better strategy right now? Do you think it's better to hold off and wait? Let's call it the big move that you make with a guy. Would you rather wait until later? Hold off, make sure you get the last, laugh, so to speak? Or is it better to go ahead and get them before this hard line, before the season starts? What's the better move right now?
I like it. I think you get them in. I'd rather get them in and hold on to them than continue to try to flip them throughout the season. Once the season starts, and this is exclusive to Auburn and their situation this year. They want to be done with recruiting going into the season because they know the importance of the best thing they can do for recruiting this year is to win. And I think so. I'm all for the get them in the boat.
Sure.
Because I think everybody especially on the Auburn Life message board, they don't want to see the time spent recruiting that they did last year. I don't think Auburn wants to be in that position. I don't think the fans want them to be in that position. Get them in as early as you can before the season. Maybe hold on to a couple of them. And I don't say hold on to them, but I'm like, if Naeem Alford's not going to do it, if Usman Chroma's not going to do it before the season, those are the guys you want to put your focus on in the season and be done with as many of the others as possible. It's a lot easier to hold on to them than it is to get them in. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like the strategy of the Auburn staff this year. Hugh Freeze, I'm liking that. If they could get to 25 commitments going into the season and try to get a couple more late and hold on to the ones they've got and they want to hold on to, I like it. So I'm for it.
If they get up to 25, they'll be top 5 for sure going into the season.
Sure. And now you can turn a lot of the attention to 2026s because that class is stacked, dude.
So the question that I asked, it seems kind of obvious. Like, obviously, you want to get them in as soon as possible, but I'm seeing a lot of people on the board talk about this and say, well, look, I mean, what about these late flips that happen? You know, Auburn was the benefactor of that last year because they waited, some people might think. So is there I mean, look, if you're Hugh Freeze, every single decision is like it's the toughest decision you can ever make. And there's going to be a repercussions from whatever you
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
You can't make the right call. You have to make the call that you think is best. And I think obviously we all I think are in agreement. Zach, you too. Get them in before the season. Is that how you feel, Zach?
Yeah,
for sure.
Like whenever they want to commit and get in the boat, there's no reason to wait. Get them in and then do all the work you need to do to keep them there.
I like it.
0026. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
This is Ben from Chattanooga.
Ben?
Yes, Ben.
Oh, Ben from Nooga. How about
What's
you,
up,
Ben?
How about you, fellas?
First time caller?
Hey, first time caller.
Welcome, buddy.
I love the show, though.
Well, thank you.
I got a couple of things that I want to say, and then I got a question. The question is about I haven't heard a whole lot, and of course up here I'm disconnected, but Rico Walker. I was looking for big things for him, just spelling Fairweather in that flexed out tight end deal,
Yeah.
And I was thinking he might have a chance to contribute. I'm looking forward to seeing Philip Bleedy, DeMarcus Riddick, and guys, from everything I've seen, Jaron Thompson is a missile. I love how Durkin's defense is. He can bring pressure from anywhere, and when that dude comes, Jared Thompson, he's coming with some
bad intentions,
meanness or attitude,
Yeah.
I love you guys. Insight, Jeffrey, your intel that you get, I appreciate that. And Cole and Zach, I love the way y'all break things down. Y'all are some of the best to me. I watch a lot of these shows because I'm up here in Chattanooga, and this is where I get my information. But I just, Zach, you seem like to me you like watch film and break down film. I coached high school football for 6 years, so I know what that's like to sit around for hours and just look at film and figure things out. And Cole, I think you're somewhat the same way, and I appreciate y'all's insight and your expertise. Then I got one thing to say about Deuce Knight.
Okay.
I think if he commits, it'll be sometime next weekend or maybe Monday or Tuesday of the week, because I don't think he wants to wait till Friday and take anything away from his team their opening game. So I'm thinking he might, if he's going to flip, go ahead and get that over with, and then he can get started on his preparation for his opening game.
Yeah,
I like it.
But fellas, go ahead.
No, that sounds like a growing sentiment. It seems like that could be possible. We've heard similar things as well as y'all have. So yeah, it's a good guess for sure.
Well, guys, I love y'all show, and I'll try to call in more.
Yeah,
please
I
do.
love the information you guys give out, and keep with it, man.
Ben, appreciate your call, buddy. Don't be a stranger. I think he threw out some great names that we haven't talked about. Jaron Thompson, of course, I heard great things about him last week. Another guy, this goes back to maybe Bryce's call, but Michael Riley Ducker.
Yeah.
Could be a guy that goes, everybody was like, Rivaldo, Luke. And then here comes, because I like Mike. I think he has flashed to me in the little time that he's got. So he's another guy to keep an eye on. But Ben, great call, big dog. Appreciate you. Appreciate it, man. Don't be a stranger.
And from what I can tell, you want to know about Rico Walker, who is another specimen, honestly.
Yes.
I don't think this is the year for him to play a whole lot. It's a tough deal they got right now with tight end. They got a lot of good tight ends, but getting them on the field, I mean, how often – I think they're going to go 12 personnel a lot, but how often do you want to do that, especially if you're trying to get all these receivers on the field? It's going to be a balance they have to figure out. I think from studying, and I haven't talked to, Ben Agamawa about this or anybody else, but Angamoa. I think they have an H and a Y tight end. So your Y is more like your flex, which is Rivaldo, Fairweather, and then your H is more like Luke Deal. I think Michael Riley plays the H and Y, but mostly H. And then the guy that doesn't get talked about, Brandon Frazier.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is somebody that I know Ben likes a lot and sees a lot of potential in him, and a guy that really stepped up under Ben A's tutelage and Hugh Freeze's offense. So I'd watch out for him. I think he's the Y, and then that might be why Rico Walker's probably not going to get to play too much yet.
Still good stuff, Ben. Appreciate your call, buddy.
6304. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
What's up, guys? It's Dustin from Auburn.
Oh, Dustin.
What's up, y'all? On y'all's breakfast question, man, I'll tell you what. I gotta say, I still like old McDonald's for breakfast. That old McGriddle with the little syrup in the patties.
I like it. Cole says no.
That thing be getting me now.
I will. I don't do the McGriddle, but the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit from McDonald's is as good as it comes. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you catch them on the right morning.
I'm the weird one here. I'm not the normal one. Y'all are. Okay, I acknowledge that. McDonald's breakfast makes me gag.
Ooh.
I can't help it. It just
But
does.
you're not a big biscuit guy.
If I want to start my day feeling nasty, like I'll go eat McDonald's for breakfast. Yeah, I'm good.
True.
I always say I got an iron stomach because Taco Bell is also my favorite place to eat. So
no, we agree on that.
Taco Bell and McDonald's on the same day is wild. That's some decisions being made.
Cancel all your plans.
Yeah.
Clear my schedule.
Oh, yeah. But fellas, I just had two questions for y'all. I'm going to ask them and then I'll hang up and listen. One, I wanted to hear Zach's opinion, of Deuce Knight, like his breakdown of Deuce Knight, because I know he's been on that train longer than anybody.
Absolutely.
And I just want to hear him break him down. And then the other question for you guys, I was wondering, could y'all give us some of your best almost Tigers since like 2020, guys that we were close on and missed out that turned out to be dudes. Like some of the dudes that come to my mind is like Quinshawn Judkins, Squirrel White. Just some of those guys that we might have missed on that we could have got that turned out to be pretty dang good. Appreciate you, fellas.
Good question. Zach, you want to take it? I'm going to go back and look some of the guys that Auburn missed out on because I need to refresh. So hit them
There's
up
some
on
good
Deuce.
ones to pick from on that one. But for me, I talked a little bit about it, I think, last week, where when I look at all the quarterback prospects that Auburn was looking at, all of them needed refinement in some key areas in terms of their overall game, their mechanics, footwork, things like that. When you look at Deuce's arm strength, his size, his athleticism, I thought he was the most complete quarterback out of the three that we looked at, maybe outside of Husan Longstreet. Cole, I don't know how you feel about that, but I really like Longstreet's film as well. But when I look at what Hugh wants to do with the quarterback, I think Deuce Knights fits that. I really do think that when you look at what he did with Malik Willis, Deuce, in my opinion, has better physical tools than even Malik Willis did. And I think getting him in Freeze's system with the weapons that Auburn's already recruited, man, the ceiling is higher with Deuce than Juju and or KJ, in my opinion. Now, is he the most ready to play? Probably not. But if everything works out for him, I think he had the highest ceiling by far out of those three guys. Cole, I'd like to hear your thoughts as well.
Oh, ceiling wise, I mean, I don't know if there's a quarterback in this class as good as Deuce. I like I actually like Julian Lewis of all the guys that Auburn is recruiting. It's just as a player. I thought he was the most polished. I like his arm talent. I like a lot of things about Julian Lewis as a player, but I think his end somewhere that Deuce Knights keeps going, right? And you made the point. You have to, as a film evaluator, you have to look at that over everything else. Now look at how good they are today. Look at how good they can be, and you take a chance on that. Because in this day of transfer portal, you can get another quarterback. You can always do that, but you can't necessarily find a skill set like that. So you take a shot. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But it's a better bet than taking somebody who peaks somewhere. And his peak is hard to find. I think he's got a very high peak.
And a lot of people think of him as, with a lot of dual threat guys, Cole, they have kind of the misconception that they're all gunslingers and take a lot of chances. Deuce has done a really good job at not turning the football over. I believe he was under 5 interceptions the past 2 years at both schools, both schools that he was at. So I'll take a quarterback who has good decision making too. The one thing though is Cole, when I watch his film, I would like him to be a little bit more efficient as a quarterback in terms of completion percentage and taking the high percentage throws sometimes. Yeah. I just will take a guy with his athleticism that does not turn the football over, man, because you can't really teach that, in my opinion, Cole. There's some quarterbacks who they just put it in bad situations too often, and they just never get out of it when they get to the college level. And that's ruined a lot of high school quarterbacks' college careers who had high ceilings.
Yeah, and I think when you look at his tape now, it's kind of like there's some things you'll go, all right, they're just not moving the ball like you kind of want them to sometimes. Things look a little jerky with operation. It's just, and a lot of it has to do with, we've talked about this, his pass protection is not as good as some of these other guys you're watching. Yeah. He gets rushed a lot, and he handles it pretty well, actually. If you sit down and look at it, the game I watched, they were getting killed, and they weren't moving the ball much on offense. He missed a couple, had a couple drops, some that weren't on him, but he rallied his team back in the game against Pascagoula, and I just see so many things there, like you said, that he could really build on and be good at.
And even that Saraland game, that second half, they had no business being in that game against Saraland. And they should have won that game if it wasn't for the special teams.
Yeah, right.
The almost Tigers, and this is what I did, Dustin. I went back to where my career started in the early turn of the century. I'm looking, and here's all you have to do. First of all, Justin Ross comes to mind. Justin Ross.
George Pickens.
George Pickens, absolutely. George Pickens, Justin Ross, Reuben Foster. And then I'm turning to the Alabama first-team All-Americans in the past 15 years. Andre Smith.
Yeah.
Rolando McClain, Mark Barron, Drake Kirkpatrick. Courtney Upshaw.
I was thinking portal too. Grayson McCall came to mind.
OJ Howard. Oh, you know what I was thinking? I know people are going to laugh at this, but there was a time, Caleb Williams, remember him? The number 1 overall pick in the NFL? Dude, Brian Harsin and them, they thought they had this guy wrapped up. They thought he was done deal. So, I will, one of these days, if I ever run into Caleb Williams, I would like to know, had he not chosen USC, where would he have gone? Just to kind of cross-check what I was being told at the time. I'd be curious to know. I would be curious to know, Caleb Williams, if you're listening to this Auburn Live call-in show.
He probably
the
is.
new Chicago Bears starting quarterback's probably listening to this. Caleb, call in. Let me know if you hadn't have chosen USC, where would you have gone?
I know he hasn't played yet, but I got a feeling that Aaron Nolan might be on that list eventually.
Aaron Nolan, absolutely. Quentin Williams.
How about Kamari Lassiter?
Sure.
Then went to Georgia.
And these, I was going to say, you could make a list from just Georgia and Alabama. I mean, KJ Bolden.
Big one for me is Eric Singleton that's at Georgia Tech right now. Good heavens.
Freshman All-American.
Shoot, they'd love to have him. At the time, they didn't. So it happens like that sometimes. In the comments, Ruben Bain.
Oh, he's a freak. He's
baller.
probably be a top 5 pick out of Miami.
I still want to know
Straight
how he
baller.
got to go to Miami when they hired his high school coach. I still don't understand it. And neither does Rock Bellantoni.
How about Shamar James?
Shamar James is a good one.
How about Curtis Perry?
Curtis Perry's a great
And
one.
I know he didn't quite make it at Alabama, but you can't tell me that guy wouldn't have had a role at Auburn if he'd have gone to Auburn.
Right.
No doubt.
There's a lot of them. You can make a first-team All-American roster out of almost all,
Oh, I know.
especially in the last 10 years.
Squirrel White, that was a great one that the guy called in and said.
Jarrell Jernigan, remember him? Went to Troy and
Oh yeah,
he still hasn't stopped.
I forgot about him.
Good stuff, Dustin. Good call. Let's keep it going, Zach.
Ooh,
3173. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Savion from Lynette, Alabama.
Savion from Lynette. How about you, big dog?
Lynette.
What'd you say, man?
How about you? How you doing?
What'd you say, Jeffrey?
How you doing? How about you?
I'm doing good, man. How about y'all, man?
You know what, Savion? Are you a first-time caller or are you a second-time caller?
This is my second time.
That's
I
what I
called
thought.
one time last year, I want to say.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I remember that.
I think so, too. What's on your mind tonight, big dog?
First thing I want to say about the breakfast.
Yes. Let's get to the most
I've
important.
had stacks in Auburn before, like right there on not Tuna, but on College Street.
Yeah.
It's very good, man.
Okay.
I'd say stacks, and then probably I like broken egg as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
Never in there.
Hey, Savion, does the Stacks have just pancakes or do they have eggs and bacon and sausage and ham and stuff?
oh, they got everything, man.
Okay. I'm going to eat there.
I had it's some kind of French toast they have with like strawberries and some kind of whipped cream. It's so good, man. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. Or it's like a donut. It's something like a donut or something like that. But it's great. I've had it a few times. I need to go back.
All right. I'm going to put that on the docket for this week.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all should check it out for real. It's great, man. I promise you.
All right. Turning to the less important issue on hand, Auburn football, Savion.
All right, so I'm I'm from a small area, like small town, Lynette, 2A, 1A football.
Oh yeah.
And I'm big on like players from smaller schools going to these Division I colleges doing great. So have y'all heard anything about JC Hart since he's from Lochapoka one day? So I want to know about him.
A ton.
A lot.
Ton, Savion. He's gonna play. And it's another situation like Jay Crawford we were talking about. He's got to play. It's time. Whether you're ready or not, let's go. He's going to be the I don't know, third or fourth, fifth corner, and they want to have as deep as 3 or 4 or 5 guys. Maybe get Keontae Scott rolled back into nickel at times if they can. So JC Hart's got to be a good support there where he can come in and get some snaps and play. And he did have a yellow jersey on in the scrimmage we saw, but I think he's okay now. He said it was a shoulder, nothing too serious. And he played well. I mean, he's had a good fall camp. Wesley McGriff was telling us that, Jeffrey. I don't know if you were there that day.
Yes.
But he was telling us JC is one of the most improved guys. And again, he's got that look. He's got that, the numbers, the ability, the NFL translatability, all of that. He's got it. So it's a good question. I think he's going to play a lot.
That's great, man. I want to hear some good things about him. I had talked to him a few weeks ago, just like a quick conversation because I know him outside of Auburn, but it's good to hear about him.
He's such a good kid.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is, man.
And Lynette, Auburn had, what was it, Caden Story committed from Lynette? Christian Story with Alabama?
The freak out of me because I thought he was going to stay.
Yeah.
I go to the practices a lot. Like I'm friends with I know all the kids, I know all the coaches and everything. Coach Story coached me, his father. And he would have the Auburn towel on every day, man. I thought he was locked in.
Where'd he end up? Clemson? Was that where he went?
Yeah, he's at Clemson.
Good deal.
Who is this?
Caden Story that was from Lynette.
Oh, yeah. His dad was the coach, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, his dad was the coach. I coached him for years.
Sorry. Sorry, Xavier. You know how Jessica feels now. I hear you, but I wasn't listening. I am now, though.
And his older brother's at Kentucky now. He's senior. He plays safety out there. So.
That's
right.
Caden's older brother.
Yeah, that's Christian's Story. He's the middle child.
Christian, yes.
One that won Mr. Football.
Yes.
Gatorade Player of the Year, something like that. Yeah, Gatorade Player of the Year that year. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good family.
Yeah, man. They're a great family. Yeah, I just wanted to call in and ask about JC, man. Y'all have a great night. War Eagle. I love what y'all doing with the show as well, man. I watch it every day. Every week, every Sunday.
Appreciate you, Savion.
Are there any other like small town players on Auburn's roster right now that like 1A? I mean, you wouldn't count like Jeremiah Cobb. That's 4A Catholic or 5A, whatever they are.
I would. Let's say 4A and up is off topic here. Who's 3A and below?
I don't know if they have that many guys like that.
It's tough, man. Especially in this day and age of high school recruiting. If a dude is a dude on a 118,
going somewhere else,
he's going. He's gone.
I'm going to research that as we're going here.
Who was Cole? Who was the defensive lineman from Mobile Christian who just got pulled down to Miami Central? Is it Floyd?
Floyd Bucard.
Bucard, yeah.
Got pulled right out of Mobile Christian, who's what, a 3A school?
I didn't know he was at Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder he wants to visit.
Huh. What is Anniston? That's 4A.
They used to be big. They used to be 6A when I was in high school.
Yeah, that's
a fight with them.
Well, everyone in the chat is saying Alvin committed, obviously, is from a small school.
Yeah. Joe Phillips, Booker T. Yeah. That's one.
Amon Lane,
Moody. Count Moody, I guess.
They're 3A?
Oh, they're 5A. Okay.
Yeah,
Moody's 5A? Oh.
That's what they said in the chat.
Oh, Keldrick from Highland. Yeah.
What are they?
2A.
Oh, okay. 2A.
They're very small.
And I covered a kid at Wedowie. He went to what was his name? He was a defensive end. He went to Alabama. Last name was Knight. R.I.P. Man, he passed away. Of course, Terrell Zachary was 1A. Wadley.
Yeah, I passed through Brantley, Alabama today. That was remember Anthony Gully. And he changed his name to
Morgan. There you go.
Everyone's saying Walker White, even though it's not in-state. Apparently, they're like a 2 or 3A school in Arkansas.
I thought they were 4A.
I thought they were higher, but
it's like a private school. Did he go to Christian school, private school, something like that? Little Rock Christian, I think is what it was called. Amaris Williams went to a very small school, like 2A. something like that. Because I talked to his coach. He did
Ezekiel Knight from Wedowie. That's who it was.
Hey, look at Anthony. Anthony had it. I was about to pull it up in the chat. He said he played against him.
Yes, I hear you.
Little Rock Christian was Walker's high school. Cole.
Little
Isn't
Rock
that where
Christian.
Michael Dyer went?
Maybe. No. I don't know. Actually,
The classification is Selma High School.
Selma is 6A. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I went to the Southside Selma game last year, Southside versus Selma, which is crosstown rival, and I believe Derek Smith told me they were 5 or 6A, and Southside is 3. And
Michael Dyer went to Little Rock Christian.
Southside beat them too, by the way. Beat the bigger school.
That's crazy.
Derek Smith had like 400 yards and 25 tackles.
Good stuff, Savion. Appreciate your call, big dog. Don't not be a stranger.
5000. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
This is
y'all hear me? This
That's
is
Woody.
Arkansas.
Oh,
I know that voice.
Yeah, we'll take it from here, Zach.
Zach turned his camera off.
Yeah, just drop to the
Are
back.
I heard y'all was giving me a hard time last week.
No.
Only because we love you, Woody.
Down there, somebody down there in South Alabama sent me something, said they're giving you a hard time on the show.
We were waiting for you.
sir.
We were wanting you to call back in, Woody. We didn't hear from you last week, I
Yeah.
don't think.
We thought Zach
Well,
run
you
you
know,
off.
I'm a golfer, so opposite of Jeffrey, I play golf a lot. So it's sometimes
Woody, I shot 103.
Make this 6:30 when you got to come home and cook dinner. You know.
Hey, I shot
hear you.
103, Woody.
Do what?
I shot 103. I had a birdie and 2 pars.
You should have quit after 6. You shot 72. Hey, so let's talk about things I got here on my notes.
Oh, Lord.
Tuned in early tonight because I got done early and lost some money. So I came home to cook some dinner before we leave out to go to Denver tomorrow.
Sounds
so
like you took
some
that
other stuff
L.
was
Woody.
scattered at the Waffle House.
Oh, you like the Waffle House?
I don't care how the eggs come, but the bacon's got to be crisp.
I hear you.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
So I got on the
yeah.
website since I'm kind of a newbie, lost over here, and go back to breakfast. My good buddy John Miller, y'all know John Miller, I guess, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, he turned us on to Hardee's when we were catering the big recruiting weekends for Hugh down at Ole Miss. I never had a Hardee's biscuit, but it's really a good biscuit.
Yeah. I like how they rub the butter on the top.
Heard y'all was talking about that. I see you got my old buddy Matt Whiteside down there.
Brett
Whiteside?
Brett Whiteside. Matt's the guy that played here at Arkansas State. Sorry, Brett Whiteside. Yeah, came up here with Gus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've communicated with him after I found him on y'all's site. And old Kennedy, the Canadian Kennedy, the sweet little girl.
Yeah.
Little bonnet girl that's like 25.
Yeah.
Yep.
Came with Hugh from Liberty. Yeah, when I went up to watch Hugh whip up on the Hogs a couple of years ago, I rode the bus with Kennedy out from the team hotel out to the stadium.
Huh.
And I was telling her, I said, well, get ready. You're probably going to be going to Auburn. So I see on her little interview, she said, a lot of my friends were telling me I was going to Auburn. She's a jewel.
She's a sweetheart. She's the reason I went to Canada.
So I can't keep up with recruiting up here in Arkansas, even though I try to follow your stuff on the page or on the website. I look on there every once in a while, but I'm just going to tell you, don't ever give up on Hugh, because if he doesn't get a quarterback out of this class, he should get the number 1 available quarterback out of the portal.
What if he does, Woody? What if he does get a high school quarterback? Do you think he still go to the portal?
I'm fine. I mean, hey, great. I watched the what was that? The game on TV the other night where the Lewis kid was playing the quarterback.
Yeah,
supposed to be the best quarterback in the country, going to USC.
Juju.
Julian, that's his name. What did y'all think of him? I thought he just looked okay in that game. I mean, I know it's a big game against two really good schools over there in Georgia, and I know nothing about Georgia football. I'm a long ways from Georgia. But
I like his game, Woody. It takes him a minute to settle in sometimes, but I like his game. I think he's got really good arm talent.
Well, everything I've read and seen, he can make every throw. There's no question that he's the number one quarterback in the country. And I'm certainly not an analyst that looks at a lot of high school kids. So I'm not second guessing anybody. I'm just saying, to me, he didn't look great in that game, but that's okay. So just don't ever underestimate Hugh when he goes to, if he has to go to the portal. I know he wants to probably get the Notre Dame commit, whatever the kid's name is. I know he probably wants, and I have not talked to Hugh, so don't anybody take this wrong. I have not spoken to the man in a month. Just don't underestimate him. I think he learned last year on the portal. Everybody's learning how the portal works. When they hit the portal, you got to get them on campus ASAP, right?
Oh yeah, you
right,
got to move fast. You got to move fast with that.
Yes. If you ain't first, you
and
last.
I don't think that's not necessarily their. I guess a learning curve. I mean, I guess everybody's learning how it works. I know Ole Miss,
right.
Kiffin did a great job down there.
Yep.
From what I read, and they had a great job on putting their NIL money together. And I read a big long article 6-8 weeks ago, 2 months ago, about how some of their billionaires got together and funded their NIL. So, I just don't give up on my man is all I'm going to tell you. Just don't give up on him. He can pull more rabbits out of a hat than anybody I've ever seen.
Well, Woody, we've learned that from covering him. We've learned that he, when he gets his mind on something, when he decides he wants something, they're going to have a shot. There is no doubt.
He will not give up. He will not give up until school starts or the kid enrolls at January or whatever it is, January or goes to summer. He will not give up. The man has got more.
I always go back to the Perry Thompson recruitment because it was such a turning point for a lot of reasons. And I think a lot of people saw when that video came out where he went to see him, did the in-home or whatever with him. It's relentless, but also just knows how to handle it, right?
Yeah, my old saying is, I said, if you can ever get a one-on-one with the kid. Now, this is before the stupid money came around, the NIL money. But I always said, back when he was at ASU, Arkansas State, I said, if they can ever get the kid on the property.
Yeah.
And I know Auburn's, total different level than up here. But I said, if he could ever get one-on-one with the kid and the kid has any kind of Christian walk, kind of like what he did with Walker last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know Walker's mom and dad, but I have good friends that do Bible studies with Walker's mom and dad. And I said, once he ever gets in there and they make that connection, I said, I don't know, it's kind of over to me. Now you got to realize I've been down a lot of dusty roads with Hugh, a lot of roads. I mean, from when he was here, first introduction at Ole Miss. I'd never been to Ole Miss in my life. Feeding the big recruiting weekend. I used to cook a lot, do some ribs, and he loved my ribs. And so I've catered to a lot of those old boys down there at Ole Miss that, back in the day, don't like to do it. I only did it for you. But if he can ever get one-on-one with somebody, and they are listening, I don't think he doesn't lose. I would say his closure rate. And Jeffrey, I guess your wife is the lady you advertise on the show, the real estate lady, closing rate. I would say his closing rate is close to 80%. And that's just a guess. Now, obviously, I have no idea.
He's got the cred.
I wouldn't argue with that.
I'm assuming you guys have you guys after the last 18 months or whatever, have gotten to know him pretty well. I don't know how many times you've, Jeffrey, I know you're a big golfer. You said you shot 102. So, if you've ever played golf with him, and, that's the way you really get to know somebody, is spend 4 or 5 hours on a golf course. And if it's over 4 hours for Hugh, he's having a runaway. So, if you sit and spend time with this man, it's pretty amazing. He's a total game changer for me. And let me let you guys know that I'm 70 years old, so it's not like I'm his running buddy.
I hear
you know what I'm saying? I mean, his daddy, Danny and Rita and I are good friends. So it's just that he's got one of those guys, and I'm sure y'all probably realize that. And y'all worked. I'm assuming you've been around Auburn for a long time. I know nothing about it other than I found you guys. I think I've never been around, and I know Gus really well. I knew Harsin really well. I've known a bunch of these coaches, but he's got this special magnetic something that just if the kids can relate to him, the kids got to relate to him now. If they can relate to him, he doesn't lose many of those, I don't think. What do you guys think about that?
No, I was actually thinking of his hit rate just in the last 2 classes since he got here. Closed out that first one and then had a first full class last year. He missed some, but dude, there weren't many of them.
Yeah, it was. I think 80% is probably about right, if not more.
I would say if he went after 40 of them and got 32, and missed 8, 32 for 40, I think that's about right.
Yep.
Woody, hey, good stuff, big dog. Appreciate your call as always.
Yeah, great call.
Call and keep track with us, big dog.
0506. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Hey, fellas, this is old Hogbone. How's it going tonight?
Hogbone's got some breakfast ideas.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yeah, man. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, Cole, what is going on with Dylan Cinder? I don't hear anything about it. I hope he's still with the program, doing all right.
Yeah, somebody mentioned him earlier. I think he was one of
who
was it? Was it Bo from Moody or
somebody said they met him. I can't remember who it was now, but yeah, Dylan's out there. I've seen him a lot. He was working at center. I think he's doing both center and guard. But I'm gonna tell you the rise of Braden Joyner is probably, I'd say he's probably gotten past Cinda at this point. He will be on my power ranking. So I think Braden Joyner has pushed him back just a touch, but I think he's been fine. Everything I've heard about him has been good.
So, so you think Wade's might move over on the left, and they leave Percy at right tackle?
It's possible. I think if you're going to make a move with one of the guys right now, Wade is the one you look at because he's done it before. So maybe they don't like the way.
I hate to hear all this moving around at the last minute, but if they need to, I guess they need to go ahead and do it. But has me a little concerned. What do you think?
Well, they might not. It's up in the air right now. I think it's just something they're looking at to see what the best 5 are to go with the most. But they're going to have rotation either way. So they're probably just going to try some things, and then they may go back and go, well, this was the best.
Well, all right. I appreciate that. I just wanted to ask you about that, and I appreciate the show, guys. Y'all doing a real good job. Looks like we got a lot of folks on tonight, so that's good.
Yeah.
Football time.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Getting close. Hogbone, appreciate you, big dog. Good friend of the show.
Thank you.
5202. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
How about you, fellas? It's Darren down in Niceville, Florida.
Oh, Darren, how about you, big dog?
There he is.
Oh, man, I'm loving it. So, okay, first of all, I'll go with the first answer, and that's Waffle House.
and I want it to be the all-star, and I want my hash browns and my bacon crispy. Both they got to be crispy.
Okay.
I like it.
No flaccid bacon around here.
Yeah, but I'll tell you another one. I ain't heard nothing now. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong here, but Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, I like it.
10-4. Okay,
Yeah.
so a couple of deep dive questions real quick, guys. And listen, by the way, shout out to Garrett with Milo's Tea. Man, he brought us over the firefighters, everybody. Wonderful job at the Sweet Tea Festival this past weekend in Enterprise, Alabama.
Oh, you know what, Darren? I rode through that this weekend on the way to the beach.
Really?
I saw that. I was like, oh, is that a Sweet Tea Festival? What is that exactly?
So, yeah, everything and a lot of local, like Milo's. I mean, y'all know Bo Nix. Milo's Tea is a big deal for us around here. Best tea. But local people bring their tea. There's vendors. There was the Sweet Tea Trio singing. Now, if you didn't get to hear the Sweet Tea Trio, Cole, you should have slowed down just a little bit and rolled the window down. That's all.
Oh, man.
But,
If I'd
but
have
it was a
known.
really good time. Local folks. Enterprise, just doing Enterprise thing. Just good local folks, really.
Man, Darren, my weakness is sweet tea, man. I wish I'd have known.
Me
Golly.
I had I had drops, sweet tea, sodas, everything. And then Milo's has this 0-calorie tea, yellow label.
Yep.
It's the bomb. I love that stuff. And I drink this stew out of that stuff now. So I'm back drinking a tea again. And I'm glad of it. I mean, being in Alabama, not having tea, or in North Florida, not having tea is anyway, it's a bad deal.
Yep. That's right.
So I want to ask y'all, and this is everybody, just two quick questions, and I know this is going to take a little bit of answer for y'all, because I know y'all all going to have perspective here. First of all, the offensive line, what is everybody nervous about? Is it communication? Is it their feet? Is it, why? I mean, I like we have options. I'm hearing that, hey, we're moving this one there and that one there. I love that this year's probably the most options we've had in quite a long time to move everybody around that I can remember, But one, what is that? Because I'm not an offensive line guru, so I didn't know what was making everybody nervous. Number two, since kids are now committed, right, and we've got high school football about to start, does that change what they do within Auburn, Ohio State, Neem offered? Let's say Neem doesn't have quite the year they thought. Maybe we don't want to pay him the X amount of dollars we're paying him for because he's just committed. He ain't really signed. Does that matter? I mean, does it make a difference in how that happens and what happens there? And that's my two questions. I'm going to make one comment on the back end here. Y'all, I've been listening to y'all and been on here for quite a long time. And actually, I've been called out here or there. And I'm glad to have conversations because somebody say on three. And, it makes people smile about on three and what y'all do. I want to tell y'all, people figured out who I am a little bit in South Alabama, North Florida. And on three is such a positive vibe for people, a lot of people. Just want to say, I went to being a member earlier, late last month or whatever. The content and what I'm getting as a member from everybody on this staff, Zach, I see your FCS stuff and all too, has been well worth my membership. And I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great weekend, and War Damn Eagle. I know you can't say it. War Eagle anyway. Bye, y'all.
I hear you, Darren.
Man, appreciate
what
that.
A fantastic call, Darren. All right, so we'll be quick here. Offensive line, what is it, Cole? Zach, y'all are offensive linemen. Where's the concern coming? Is there concern, and if so, what is it?
Well, the concern from everybody is coming from Freeze, because Freeze came out and said, he said, and I'm looking at the quote right now, he thinks they have a ways to go at offensive line. Probably the biggest worry about the offense, which was a very big quote, very shocking.
Sure.
And Darren, I know you're on the site now. I just dropped an entire write-up of this where I'm literally answering your question. And you definitely need to check that out. But my thing is, the wording is important here. He said, there's a couple spots where we've got to bring it. Said he feels good about certain spots, but there's a couple spots where we got to bring it. And to me, that sounds like a run game thing. That's how I read that. It doesn't sound. You wouldn't say bring it for pass protection so much. That means we got to
Right.
get movement on our guys. And then I go back at the end and say, now that could be a good thing. That could mean that Isaiah Rakes is plugging it up and they're not moving anybody. You might have better defensive line play. That could be the good thing. The bad part of the bad news might be, well, they're just not moving people at all. So does that translate to the game? And I think that's part of it. I don't think depth is an issue. They still feel good there.
Last caller of the night, 6592. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Yes, sir, fellas. This is Aaron from Fort Payne.
That's you.
What's up, Aaron?
Nothing much, fellas. I missed the show last week. I had some business I had to tend to, but fellas, it's good to be back. I missed everything last week. I missed everything that's been going on this week. I've been busy, so I'm glad I'm back tonight, fellas. But it's been a great show thus far, man. Hogbone and then Darren and, of course, Kevin from Wilmer. What a show. But I won't hold y'all fellas long tonight. I know y'all are busy with it, but I got a couple of questions for Recruit for y'all. Man, what's the news on Sam Turner? Is he still going to flip to Auburn? Is he still on flip watch? It's kind of gone quiet there. What's the news with him? And Deuce Knight as well. Is he going to be a part of this class, or why did everything go quiet all of a sudden there? Or is it just a little bit of a lag there, or what's there? And how are we looking at Tyler Lockhart at linebacker? Do you think Lockhart's still coming, or what? Man, but I won't hold y'all long at all tonight, man. I know y'all got a long call list ahead of y'all, but it's been good being back tonight, fellas. More damn Eagle. Y'all good night.
Welcome back, Aaron. Good stuff, man. It's a good question to finish the show. Sam Turner, and you know what? I think we're going to do this week. We're gonna have a more in-depth recruiting Auburn Live Plus show. Yeah. Maybe come out later this week, maybe middle of this week. If the website's not your thing, if you don't want to read or do any of that, if you want to watch, join our Auburn Live Plus channel. I think you hit join on the Auburn Live YouTube. I think it's $2.99 a month. So we'll have a show. We'll talk a little bit more about all three of these guys. But we said a little bit earlier in the show, Deuce Knight, we think is still we're still on a matter of when and not if on Deuce Knight. Cole, I kind of feel like that on all three of those guys. Sam Turner, Deuce Knight, Tyler Lockhart. I think it's when and not if.
Every time I check on them, it's pretty much status quo. So I haven't gotten any kind of red flag or alert that any of those guys were thinking about going the other way. So obviously with Lockhart, you worry about Mississippi State, but I mean these days with the portal, if he wants to go to Auburn, his brother probably go to Auburn too.
Sure,
that's how it goes. So I think they'll probably choose the best school for their family, and for the other guys, I haven't heard anything that would make me go, well, that's not happening. Not at all.
In the last 48 hours, I've checked on the Sam Turner and Deuce Knight, and I still feel confident in Auburn's chances to flip both of those guys. And I still feel confident in saying Deuce before kickoff and Sam Turner maybe before or shortly thereafter. But I still would include all three of those guys in my mock class. If I were doing one, I still think Auburn's the team to beat for all three of them. And we should know something on all three of them. We should in the next couple of weeks. So yeah. I feel like we might have one more call-in show before things start popping with a couple of these guys. Man, fantastic show, man. I think everybody's ready for the season.
Yeah.
I think everybody's ready for the season. We'll have it. Like I said, we're going to have a recruiting show Wednesday morning. We're going to probably do an Auburn Live recruiting show, go a little bit more in depth, give you some more intel, some behind-the-scenes stuff on some of these recruits and their recruitments, the situations with Auburn, maybe some timelines, better idea on some of these timelines. We're going to have to look for that later this week as well. We're going to get Alan back. We're going to get him out of that airport, get him back in the studio with us. We can talk a little bit more about all these guys and some of these situations, scenarios that we can see Auburn coming out on the good end of it. One more time before we go, folks. Thanks for the calls tonight. I think we have 14. Kevin, Daniel, Carter, Mitchell, Bo, Bryce, Don, Ben, Dustin, Savion, Woody, Hogbone, Darren, and AA Ron. Fantastic lineup tonight.
Man, that's crazy.
And we
I
didn't even
we
have
had
our
14.
all-stars, Anthony or Edward. So
Yeah.
we had a fantastic show. We appreciate everybody listening. One more time, though, don't forget On to Victory. If you like recruiting, if you like Auburn, if you like supporting Auburn athletes, go to ontovictory.co. Get signed up. $17 a month. It really makes a difference in retention of players, recruiting. Makes a real difference for Auburn, for Auburn athletes. Also, don't forget about Jessica Andress. If you're looking to sell your home, maybe find one in Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, give her a call, 334-704-4442. She will absolutely take care of you. And as always, tell her we sent you. All right, folks, that's going to do it for tonight. Like I said, look for us the rest of this week. Get subscribed to our YouTube page. We'll be dropping videos all week long. For Cole Pinkston, for Zach in the back who came to the front, I'm Jeffrey Lee. Man, y'all stay out of that left lane. See ya.